Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Happy Jesus Zombie Day.
Jesus number day. Happy the
Oh,
day the Easter bunny lays eggs for everyone because Jesus died.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
Somebody
right.
please explain
No,
that to
it's
me.
because Jesus rose. No. The Easter bunny was so
so
excited that Jesus rose that he started shitting eggs. Excuse me, started shitting eggs.
Is that really a theory? No.
no, no.
Like, how
Why
could two
not?
things?
Why not? You weren't there. Who are you to say?
That's true.
What
That's
came
true.
first, the chicken or the bunny?
It's a
That's
good
true.
question. It's a good question. Oh, all right. So today we are going to be discussing Tiger King.
Roar. Oh, I forgot my ears. I have tiger ears.
Oh,
Aw.
I'll get them. I'll get them.
And we changed things. We're going to be talking about episodes 3 and 4 today.
yeah. 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Where'd she go?
She's getting her ears.
Oh, I thought she was. Lord. Sorry, it's a lazy Saturday for all.
It's Sunday.
Oh, well, see, that's how lazy it is. I'm still stuck in yesterday.
It's Sunday, Michael. It's
Is
Sunday.
everybody else's sleeping
Sunday.
schedule? Is everybody else's sleeping schedule completely off now?
Oh yeah, I've been off for about 2 weeks.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's like even life inside the house is just gone in slow motion. It's just hey, BRT has just like stopped, and it's like
I know. I mean, I
sleeping.
literally okay.
Ah,
Little TMI here, but I have literally slept for the last 2 days.
I know, right? It's like everything just went super. I usually have like a whole checklist of projects that I'm doing and like all this stuff. Now I'm like, I have to like really force myself to get through stuff that I want to get through. It's like so lazy. Everything's lazy, and I'm like sleeping till like noon, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, BRT. We forgot to discuss 3, so we're gonna change
Yeah, we
things.
didn't really go into three a lot, so we're gonna do three and four in depth, and then 5 and 6, and then 7 in bonus.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do. So we're basically adding on another week
Yeah, talk about this bullshit another week.
because of the new episode that dropped today.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about the whole Carol husband thing. I don't think.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about today.
Hmm.
Hey, Dad.
What's up, baby? Did you watch the new episode?
Yes, I did.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it yet? Okay.
No, like I said, I'm lazy.
I
I
know. I
was watching
know.
the Brady Brides, though. Let me tell you, the Brady Brides. Lord help us. That show is so stupid, but on top of that, it is so sexual. I was like,
You're just now
what?
figuring that out?
Huh?
You're just now
I,
figuring
did, I, did- I didn't remember. I just have childhood memories of it. I don't remember storylines and stuff. But like watching now the episodes like in depth, I was like, oh my god, these are so dirty. All they talk about sex every 5 minutes. I was like, these are the Brady
Uh-huh.
Bunch now. Come
I
on,
know.
hilarious and so stupid.
And you were just like, oh, we have to know. I don't want to do a whole show on it.
Yeah, to watch along, do a commentary track
I
because it's
don't want to do
hilarious.
a
Oh
whole
my god.
show on it.
Oh god.
Ellie Mel, hurry up.
Mel, where you at? Where'd she go?
I don't know. She's determined to have her cat ears today for some reason. I don't know why.
It's in the living room. We're all in trouble.
I mean, we can start talking without her, I guess, but
Yeah.
I
we
don't
need
want
her.
to, but we
Yeah.
can do that.
We're lazy. I don't want to. Mel. All right. We're wasting people's time. So, episode 3, even though we talked about some of it, maybe is
We
really the
talked
focus.
about a little bit of it, but we didn't get into great detail.
Is the focus of the murder. We're introduced to the murder. We start going back into Carol's history now. Yeah,
Mhm.
that bitch. Um, it goes back to discussing her first relationship, her husband that has died and fed to the tigers. 1981. Carol's young. She's 21, and Dawn, Jack Dawn,
Yep.
was 42, twice her age, and they were both already married. They
Uh-huh.
get together. He's rich now. He's got some shit ton of money from somewhere. Um, but
I still think she married.
oh,
I think she married him for his money, but that's just me.
wait a minute, hold on. Who's Don? That's the guy that was murdered, right?
That's no. That's her
Or that's the
husband.
new one. This is the new one. Okay, the new one. She marries. Okay,
No,
I'm
no, no.
not trying
Dawn
to.
is
I
the old
remember.
one. Dawn
It's
is the
been a hot
first
minute
one.
since I've seen this. It's been a hot minute since I've seen this. I remember. Okay,
Dawn is the first one.
she was fighting with the first one in 1981. She goes out the house from a fight, all pissed off and everything, and she runs into this Don guy. Supposedly, runs into
Hmm.
this Don guy, and he's like, get in the car, blah 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 blah. Um,
Yeah.
I'll help you out. And he said he'll help her out anytime she feels unsafe and all this shit.
Right.
That whole storyline in itself, when they were explaining that, I was like, that's bullshit. First off, how are you just going to be all upset and then just randomly get into some guy's car while you were upset from fighting with another guy, and then he asked him to be your protector? They've had to have known each other from before. She had to have known that this guy was rich from
Well, more
before.
than that's my take on it, is that she had to know more than just that, and they left that part out.
So we knew that her first husband had a lot of money, right? The first husband
No,
had money.
the guy whose truck she got into, he's the one that had all the money. The other
Who the
the
hell is
other
the
one was just
husband?
the other guy was just an abusive guy. I can't remember his name.
I thought the other guy, she got all the money from him because he was dead.
Well,
Correct me
no,
if
no,
I'm
no,
wrong.
no, 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 no. No, that was the guy that she got in the truck with. She ended up marrying him.
Okay, see, that makes more sense to me because that's why she would get in the truck with him. She knew him before. She knew he had money.
Yeah, I think she knew him before, but they ended up getting married, and that's where the whole murder thing came
Well,
in.
they get married for a decade later.
I know.
They got married in 91. And he says that she's an angel sent from heaven above. Um, and then they opened the sanctuary with all that money. But
Yeah,
so
from her
when did the husband go missing?
uh
So okay, wait.
early 80s, I think.
That's right. That's right. Hold on. Don, this it's all coming back to me now. Sorry, it's absolutely been a hot minute since I watched this. Don has children of his own. His daughters, right?
Yeah.
And one of the daughters was a fan of Carol's and the work that Carol was doing something with this crap.
Uh-huh. With the big cats.
Yeah, with the big, but she didn't have big cats yet. I don't think.
I couldn't find my ears, so I got a sleep mask. I got slippers, and I brought a mascot for the show.
A lot of money. He was worth $7 million. That Don guy. Don will fly to Costa Rica. Okay.
Yeah, and back in those days, that's a lot.
I think that this
So
daughter.
I got ears, but they're zebra ears.
His daughter hooked them up because she was a fan of hers for whatever she was doing. Carol was already doing her animal rights activism. That bitch, their activism, and I forget the name. I'm half asleep. For this, and then, so anyway, they got married a decade later after the husband was already dead. They finally get married. They used this guy's millions of dollars to open up this sanctuary, which ended up just being worse than a freaking petting zoo that they opened
Her
up.
sanctuary is the worst.
Yeah,
I know.
well, I don't know what kind of millions of dollars
that she hates everybody for, she does. And then of course, she tried to blame it all on her husband. It was just his idea, his fault.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't feel good about it. She didn't feel right about it. Well, then why'd you keep doing it?
Well, she's the one who carried it on. She kept it going.
Right. Shit. Sorry. What the fuck?
Oh God. Can
So
you tell that we're all tired? We're all tired. This is
It's Tiger King. It does it to you. Look,
see, I was on the right path. Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. We're getting all this wrong.
Okay.
Hold up. We're getting all this wrong. I need to wake up. Dawn.
Wake up.
Yes.
Second husband, who was killed.
Yes. I tried to tell you that. You weren't listening.
Howard is the new guy.
Howard is the new guy.
That's what I was saying. I thought the first husband was the one with money and got killed. So that makes okay. So she killed this guy for his millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
And
supposedly.
Although you know she did it. Hello. Exactly. Come on.
So
that bitch slam.
There was a whole past before this that you know he was abusive and he was beating on her and he supposedly she called the cops. She tried to get a restraining order. He denied the restraining order. There was like all this back and forth legal.
No, he got a restraining order. He gave a note
against her.
He
Yeah, no.
got a note.
Yeah, because she tried to kill him.
They wouldn't approve it.
Yeah, she tried to kill him.
You can't approve a restraining order when just because someone says something because of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
Don was supposed to go to
that's when he started his disappearing.
Well, yeah. Well, he started to go. He was going to Costa Rica to buy these tigers.
Yeah,
right.
He's getting from. He's spending like all this money.
And they said he was going there to look at a new kind of plane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they thought they was looking at property or something down there too. I think.
Yeah. There was a bit of talk about that too.
On August 18th, 1997, Don was leaving early, it says here, for a trip to Costa Rica, according to Carol. I don't have any proof that he was going to Costa Rica.
No. His business associate, or the lady who handles all his business, she said that he was scheduled and she got everything ready for him and everything.
He needed Anne to send some things to Costa Rica before his trip, yes. She tried getting a hold of him all weekend with no luck. So even this business associate couldn't get a hold of him because he's in the tiger's belly. On August 19th, Don was missing. This is where things get interesting. According to multiple sources, Don was planning on divorcing Carol that morning.
Yep.
Who knew that?
I don't remember.
I think the lawyer said something about that.
Yeah. That sounds right. I could be wrong, though.
According to multiple sources, Don was planning on divorcing. So I guess his friends or business associates or whatever.
Associates.
But see, that's going to be really hard to prove because if he didn't file anything, it's just people saying so.
It's circumstantial.
If Don had gone through with the divorce, Carol would have been left with nothing. So I guess they had a prenup. She would have been left with jack shit. So she knew she had to kill him.
Yeah.
Carol the morning, if Don had gone through the divorce, police state they searched the entire property, all the acres, all 40 acres of their sanctuary, and didn't find anything. Not one single piece of evidence suspicious. What they did find was a van with keys and a briefcase inside at the airport. Parked at the airport. No.
Yeah, and they said how the police actually left the van there after it was discovered, left it there for 2 days before they even looked at it.
Go figure.
Well, they also mentioned that her husband, or Carol's brother, is a sheriff in the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
He's a sheriff deputy in the department where, it would be, their jurisdiction to deal with her.
So Carol's, he is a
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Totally.
Yep, exactly. I think that's exactly what he was doing. He had private life in Costa Rica and he was like trying to get away. And
and even if he didn't have a private life, he could have easily created one.
Exactly. With all that money, shoot. Carol's story. This is her alibi. Her story to the police. She said that her husband was in multiple plane crashes, and was never the same after the last one. He could remember things from his childhood, but not from 5 minutes ago. So he believes that he had like some sort of dementia and aimlessly wandered off.
They said that they think she took a lot of time sitting and setting up the whole dementia ploy. But everybody.
Do they have any proof of any of these plane crashes?
Do they have any? Did they have?
I think they did of the plane crashes. I mean, that's something that you'd have proof of.
Yeah,
somewhere.
you can't fake that.
Yeah.
But they also said that he his pilot's license, like, he failed or lost right after he got it, and so he's been flying illegally ever since for years. Yeah. And what he does is he actually literally flies at an altitude that's under the radar so that he won't get picked up and detected. So, I mean, right there.
Yeah, there's shady stuff all around in this whole thing.
Yes.
I don't foresee anybody innocent.
On this side, they say that no one believes Carol's made up story at all. Now, Joe Exotic gets
Carol's a liar. You know how you can tell if someone lies? They blink a lot when they talk, when they're telling their story.
That's not true though, because some people won't look. It's all in the eyes. There are sides. There's different tells.
No, but the blinking, regardless if they look at you or not, it's a natural reflex. When you lie, you blink a lot more. So somebody who blinks a lot is going to blink even more when they lie.
All right, so Joe gets in the picture into the story here, and this is where he introduces the story to the audience. I believe she fed her husband to the tigers. So now we're like, All right. So then you start thinking about it. You're like, okay, this bitch is crazy. Maybe she did do that.
That bitch.
That bitch.
Slam.
I mean, but if you fit, I mean, would you just throw the body out there and just let the tigers maul it and go at it, or wouldn't you have to cut that up?
I don't know. You could probably, well, you could just give it to them and let them maul it. But if you don't want to leave evidence, because they could leave bone and things like that, think about how full they're going to get, how quickly and whatnot.
Yeah.
You want that gone right away as quickly as possible, and you don't want any trace left. You're going to make it smaller pieces, and then you're going to give it to them. And
Yeah.
they talked about how she had the meat grinder and the meat slicer and everything, like the industrial stuff. She claims it was only like this big and you couldn't even put a hand in there.
Oh, you saw it though.
But that's her claim. Right.
You saw what it was. That thing was huge.
How could anybody, unless you're a complete total freaking psychopath, how can anybody be with somebody all these years, even like with me and you guys, know the person, looking in their eyes and cut them up?
See, and the thing is like, I think people go into like black outrages, where they see red or they see black, things like that. And to a degree, I believe it. Some people do use it to their advantage, make it up and use that as their defense. But some people, it really does. And I mean, either way, because, we're playing devil's advocate here. They set Carol up to be in a very abusive relationship, and not just her saying it. Other people were saying it too. And they talk about, the abuse, and they even hint at things that they say are too horrific to talk about.
Yep.
I mean, so we don't know exactly the extent of it. I mean, I can only imagine, because of what they leave you with to just try and come up with in your own head. But I mean, they like I said, they laid her out to be an abusive woman, and maybe she just snapped or something, but I mean, I don't think knowing the story of Carol and what we've seen, I would say that would have part of it, and that's probably why she had threatened him in the past. But now, do I think that is justifiably why you should kill somebody and feed them to a tiger? Now, we don't know that's what she did, obviously, but no, I don't think so.
Because I think
do I think maybe she killed him and didn't mean to, and then he hurt him and he wouldn't revive, and she panicked and didn't know what to do and didn't call the cops and then took care of it herself? Yes, totally.
She could have paid somebody to take him out.
Yeah.
Because if he left that airport,
if she's smart, she would have, because then it keeps her hands clean. But you're also not smart, because it doesn't matter. Everybody's got a point where they give up a secret.
But at the same point, it's like if they left that man if there's no evidence on the property, and if she's not strong enough to lure this body around, cut it up, and do all this, because I think the whole feeding to the tigers thing, I think that came from just Joe Exotic being crazy.
Well, yeah, because Joe has a vendetta against her, and always has.
Now, do I think she's responsible for her husband's death? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether she did it or not, but I should be
one way or another. Huh? One way or another.
Yeah. That's my theory. I don't know.
Do I think she has a hand in it? No.
Well, I think there's a great deal of people that agree with you, that's what happened. I mean, that bitch. Slam.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one in every 5 minutes.
On a side note, we talked about this briefly, but I keep forgetting these things. It is one of the most entertainment aspects of this entire freaking thing is these people's fascination with music videos and making their own albums and music videos. That's some crazy shit. And he wrote did a music video about Carol murdering her husband. And it's a real video. And you go out there and watch it.
Yes, he did. And he hired a Carol lookalike to be in the video and everything. Yeah. And damn if she didn't straight up look just like Carol, didn't she? Like they could be related.
That was the name of the song. I think it was called Hello Kitty Kitty or something like that.
Yeah, it was Kitty Kitty, I believe it is.
Oh my God, it's his bullshit on iTunes.
Oh, probably. Probably, I guarantee you it's probably there. And after the Netflix thing and the explosion, I guarantee you, because they know they'll make money off of it.
You guys are aware he's not singing his own stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's
he's a Milli Vanilli?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he sang at that funeral.
No,
he didn't.
Really?
He lip synced.
Well, good for him. Oh God, here they are. What was the name of that song? Oh my God, he's got.
Oh, hey, kitty, kitty.
He's got.
Kitty something. Yeah, kitty.
Holy shit! Look how many albums he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, Oh, that's 3, 4, 5.
He only mentioned like 2 of them in the documentary.
He's got a shit ton of music.
He's been pumping them out since then because he ain't got to do them. Somebody else does them anyway.
That is hilarious.
Watch him start trying to do his own shit now because people give him shit after this, and then he like really, really sucks, and people really give him shit.
Dude, he's in prison. He's not getting out.
Oh, you can record music in prison? Tupac did it?
You freaking
What's
college
his
degree in
name?
prison.
What was that? What was that one dude? A whole bunch of them done did it, dude.
He got 22 years.
So record music while you sitting there. Ain't got nothing better to do than write.
He's doing a freaking TV show in prison. Come on.
Telling you.
He's got the corona now. He ain't in prison anymore. He's in some hospital somewhere. Oh, it's right here. It's called King Mark.
Even
Mark.
BRT. Yeah, he was thinking at the funeral. That so was not his voice.
Oh, that's not him. Oh my God, we got a copyright strike.
I'll be right back.
That's not him. This is not his music. This is people singing about Joe Exotic. Yeah, this is people capitalizing on the show. That's not his stuff. Never mind.
Anyway,
but that's how many people are capitalizing on his crap.
I know. But this is where we finally get the whole thing because Joe Exotic has a total vendetta against Carol Baskin, and he has from the very, very beginning.
Yes, and he gets so laser focused on this mess, and especially when they thought that she killed her husband, he gets all involved and he gets trying to blast all that everywhere, and then the real feud, big feud starts with this.
Yes,
with these fools, and he so let's see what else was in this episode. Hold on. For the power of attorney. Okay, then it goes into a lot more legal stuff about this Carol thing. She said that Carol was able to keep everything regardless of the prenup,
right?
Regardless of whatever was written, because Carol had his assistant Anne, which maybe was part of the affair. Who knows? This assistant Anne, she was the power of attorney over all his millions, over all of his assets, and Anne was removed as the power of attorney. And the new one gave Carol the power of attorney, the complete control.
Yep.
And
but they never stated who it was.
It was everything that was in the prenup was to give Carol nothing except for one item, and that was upon his disappearance.
Yes.
So upon his disappearance, she was able to get everything. Everything else she wasn't. So that's pretty shady right there.
Mm-hmm.
5 years after the investigation opened, he was pronounced legally dead. Carol took 90% of everything and gave his kids split 10%. Up 10%.
Yep.
Bitch.
Tell me about it.
Bitch. Seems that Joe made this, and her day is coming. Joe. Okay, so that was kind of in a nutshell. All of episode 3 was based off of that. Based on the whole past and Carol and that relationship. Then we go into episode 4, which is about their feud.
Yes.
This is where we get into all of the what the hell? Where did you go? Oh, hey, right here. This is where we get into all the copyright stuff and the court case and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, episode 4 starts out before Joe's. We're gonna get into politics next, but he wanted to be a reality star. This is kind of this is where that other producer comes in into the picture that was doing his. Joe had a YouTube channel for a while, or some sort like a YouTube channel. I forget what network he was on, or where
he was doing like an internet show.
Yeah, some sort of internet show, but it was like a YouTube thing. And he was every day he was going on there, and he was just spouting his crazy mess, and doing his music videos and doing his tiger shit and all that daily, like get in touch with people. But then he had bigger aspirations to be when reality TV like kicked in. Started to be a big thing. He wanted to be a full-fledged reality star, so he hires this other producer, this other director to come in. And this guy came in. This is the guy that's sitting at the table when he's being interviewed right from the beginning.
His name is Rick something.
Yeah, and he came in and he said,
Rick,
"I'll do your reality show, but
His
I
name
want
his name
Huh?
is Rick Kirkman.
Rick Kirkman. So I'll do your reality show, but I want creative control over anything you film. So
Yeah.
because he found out that Joe was already had cameramen out there filming everything, every single aspect of his life, which
Mhm.
is crazy to me because they're doing like all this scandalous, illegal shit.
Well, yeah.
And so Joe gave creative control over to this Rick guy of the internet show and
Uh-huh.
the reality show. So the way this guy set up is he was for the reality show, he was filming Joe filming his internet show. So it was like
Yeah.
a sandwich. And in the meantime, they're getting all of this footage on tape. That's why we're able to have this documentary.
They filmed everything.
Yeah, you know, this documentary is so intoxicating because you have all of this footage from all of them years back because Joe filmed everything. And so during the midst of this, Joe starts getting really, really excited about being the nation's biggest new reality star. And once he gets aspirations for this, the crazier he gets, the more outlandish he gets. And this is where he starts to really keen in and focus on Carol and be like, it's where he's blasting everything on his internet show and recorded about how he's going to kill her. And,
Right.
you know, different things he was going to do to her. And he would set up, you know, posters and shit, but, you know, behind him of her dead and, you know, him shot from her because he was saying that she was threatening to kill him on these videos, all these crazy accusations and stuff. Filming all of this, saying all of these things. He would go out there and he would have him film him with a gun and firing at things and saying that's what I'm gonna do to Carol's head and like whatever. It was crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of liability that he put on himself because of all this shit. Even goes to her sanctuary at one point and films a protest out in front of there or something, and then he proceeds on her property to say how he's going to kill her and do all that stuff. So that was pretty telling. But I think with somebody like that, like Joe, saying all that stuff so much, I don't think he had it in him to kill her. Because people that would actually, I think people that would actually go out and plot a murder and plot this stuff wouldn't be out there just toting this, like, because he's doing all this for attention. And it's like, why would you want to bring as much attention to yourself if you're planning on killing somebody? So I don't know. But I do think that we know he hired that guy to go kill her. But I don't think Joe could have never pulled the trigger. Joe could never have done that. I don't think. But he was stupid for bringing all that attention to himself. So then Joe gets deeper down the rabbit hole, way deep down the rabbit hole.
He's a mess.
He's like, he can't think of anything in his life except for getting this bitch. That bitch.
Slam.
And so he decides, because Carol, in her wisdom of doing an animal sanctuary for animal rights and the abuse of tigers and all this great work that she's doing for society for these tigers, she becomes the first thing that pops up when you Google anything about tiger rescue. It's her sanctuary. And
Any search, they said any search you do that has to do with big cats.
Yep. And so he was so jealous of this. He was beside himself. That she was getting away with this. That every single time he tries to expose her, she turns right around and gets bigger publicity and more support for her sanctuary. And so he lost his damn mind. So what did he do? I thought it was pretty damn creative. It was funny actually. Changes his name. He buys a domain name for. She was Big Cat Rescue, right?
Yep.
And he does Big Cat
Entertainment.
So he basically gets almost the same name, designs a logo, which is her logo, pretty much, and he starts posting his crap on the net with his thing, and sure enough, it works. His crap starts superseding all her crap on the internet, and he thinks he's won. He's overdone her. And then when you Google his name and that pops up, you start seeing stuff that he's saying about Carol, about the other things. Yeah. So he thinks he's getting the word out. Well, Carol and her new husband Howard, they're one step ahead of him because they're like, I wish take his ass to court because that logo is copyrighted. You know, that logo was designed for us and it was copyrighted, and they tried to take him to court for a whole bunch of other stuff, for the threats of violence and for like all this stuff. I guess the judge would only hear the copyright thing,
right?
But they got him. They got him legally on the copyright infringement, and Joe was forced to pay a shit ton of money. And this is where from this lawsuit, this is where Carol starts winning the war. And Carol was so vindictive. These two are so vindictive against each other. And Carol was so gonna get back at him that she starts bleeding him of all his assets because she's like, he's like, I don't have the money. What is she gonna take? And she's like, I'm gonna take everything. She was taking everything of his. And so what did Joe do?
He picked very specific things.
Yes, very very specific personal things that she was vindictive of. His cars and possessions, and it was petty. The whole thing was really petty. It was just getting.
She wanted his bed. She wanted his bed.
Yeah, she wanted his bed. I think she wanted his watch at one point.
Oh, I know. She wanted just.
Yeah, it was petty.
She wanted his watch, so he took it to the woods and blew it up with like an AK. Yeah, and then he exploded the mattress because she wanted it.
Yeah, he was so beside himself that she was winning this. He thought he had one up on her, and not only did he lose, he lost everything. She really did win the war at this point, and he just loses it, and he starts destroying all of it. Instead of giving her the assets, he's destroying all the assets anyway, because he knows he's going to lose it. And the more he destroys, the angrier he gets, and the more bent up he gets, and he just starts spiraling out of control. We find out later episodes he's doing stuff to the business, laundering money and things like that, because he's so out of control. But it's at this point where we start to get introduced to the fact that he's asked that, what was his name, Adam?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Anyway, asked him I'll pay you $5,000 to go kill this bitch. And that's where we're kind of, we get into that story.
Hey, that counts. This bitch counts. Slam.
Cat seemed crazy the years ago saying, where did it leave off? Bring it on.
What about the bunny picture when they were going back and forth with their war and her employees holding the dead rabbit? So he went and protested. That was right after the deposition.
Yeah, that's the protest. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. They went on the property and he protested.
Yeah, he had the bunny costume on, looking. Yeah. I thought it was. Well, I just watched it today, so I thought it was appropriate, ironic, I guess, that I watched it today of all days on Easter.
He's being interviewed about what part of the court case was if he was found on the property, he would lose, whatever part of the case or whatever it was. And Joe said they're talking to the interviews, hell yeah, I was on part of the property. I was the bunny right there.
It's like, yeah, he's
like all this stuff on camera.
He's his own worst enemy because he doesn't know when to shut up.
He doesn't shut up, yeah.
It's just because he gets so wrapped up and so pent up that he just in his mind he thinks that he's right and he deserves the vindication and he doesn't understand why the whole world is against him in this setup. So he wants everybody to know, over and over and over, how mad he is and what's going on and how wronged he has been. But in the meantime, he's not following the legal system and he's screwing himself every which way. I mean, he's in prison. Well, in the hospital now, but he's in prison for.
So have we talked about the arson yet?
No. So this is during all this, right? Is the assets? Yeah. He burns down the crocodile thing.
He burns down the studio where the show is. The show.
No. We're saying he, but we don't know who. Somebody burnt down his entertainment studio and his crocodile lair shed, whatever.
Yeah. I think he did it.
His husband was very upset because those were all his crocodiles that he loved very much. Mm-hmm. And then the entertainment studio was all burnt down. And now this is where we get into the whole possibility, the realm of who done it, who burned it down. Because Joe starts to offer the $10,000 reward for any information because he's convinced that it's, Carol Baskin or she hired somebody. He says he'll double it if it's anybody within an animal rights organization that did it, and you give them information leading to an arrest about it and conviction, all of that. And then we get to where they start talking about the possibilities and the theories, because we're like, where was Joe? And he was in Chicago at a funeral, and then but that doesn't mean he didn't have somebody do it because he wasn't there, which would be perfect timing.
So
they talk about that. They talk about Carol possibly hiring somebody. He shows that he has the little clip, the security clip of somebody walking on his property.
Yeah, Yeah, and they're trying to say that that's the Kirkman guy,
Oh yeah, the producer.
the producer. But why would he burn all of his stuff?
If he had
Heard all this stuff.
copies,
That
that's
was
smart as fuck. He said he didn't. He never said, "Oh, I don't have copies." And if he did, he's lying. I guarantee you.
Why
Why wouldn't he
of
make
every-
copies? Why wouldn't he back up everything? And
For
it
what?
wouldn't. You wouldn't keep it in the same spot. That's the whole reason you back stuff up.
Who said that they didn't have copies?
But he
Bergman.
actually said that he didn't get a chance to do all of that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I guarantee you, he was making backups as he was going along.
First, he had gold in his hand. He had entertainment gold. I mean,
Yeah,
look at all the things that was released.
he says that himself. He says that himself. He had a cash cow. He knew he was going to hit it big with this. This was his moneymaker. This was his lifeline, and he knew it. And he says that. And that's what I'm saying. They get into the theories because people start to sound like they're incriminating themselves. The way Carol talks, she sounds like it could have been her. The way Joe talks, it sounds like it could have been him. The way Joe's husband talks makes it feel like it could have been Joe. The way, and then the way that what's his name talks, it sounds like it could have been him, Kirkman. It sounds like he could have been him.
Yeah,
everybody had motive. That's the thing. Like, everybody had some motive to do it.
I don't see anyone innocent in this at all. No one.
That shit crazy.
No, they all had ulterior motives. And regardless of what it was, somewhere down the line, everybody did something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're all manipulative. They're all crazy. They're all backstabbing. I mean,
that sanctuary, not sanctuary, that zoo. Once you walk through the gates of that zoo, you were in a different world. You were in a different world with different rules. You know, all of those zoos function this way. You go to Doc's zoo, and he's got his own harem and his own rules and shit. And you go to that bitch's farm or sanctuary, and she's got her own rules and.
He doesn't even pay anybody.
No, it's just it's crazy. It's like you go behind those gates, and there you are in your own little reality world. You know,
it's sick.
So when the law starts getting involved with this,
and did you guys notice too when they showed like older footage and they were talking about Carol's story in episode 3, when they're introducing Carol's story and her backstory, her growing up, her childhood, all of that. And then they talk about when she got the first cubs, and that's what kind of did it for her. And then, they were getting the links and everything. Yeah. You see like a video of them playing around their pool, like a little kiddie pool, chasing, she's swinging something like like you would a cat to tease them, and it was chasing it around the pool. Like, and that was years before she started this sanctuary and everything. This is when she got her first ones. Okay. And her yard and everything, when you look at it, looks like her sanctuary does now. Like, it wasn't kept up. It's not like it's not like she got overwhelmed and couldn't keep up with it. She didn't care about what she was putting, the environment she was putting these animals in, because you got to think about all of the bugs and everything else, because you're trying to domesticate these animals that are not used to being domesticated. What are you going to do when you have this 3,000-pound animal? You're going to sit it down and you're going to say, obviously not that big, but you're going to sit it down and you're going to say, here's your front line. Let's put it on your neck. No, it's not going to happen.
Well,
and then you're not taking care of them because that's your responsibility.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do know this is Florida, right? In Florida, they got their own fucking set of rules. But where's the investigations on her property? That property?
We never see any of that. We never see anything like that.
She's claiming charity, and she's claiming an animal rights license or whatever it is, whatever rules they got to follow to be, humane to animals. And
there has to be like inspections or something. You'd think to qualify for a certain type of organization.
Well, yeah, you would think,
but especially dealing with something like that that's illegal in the U.S. to most people. Why wouldn't there be some type of regular inspection?
Yeah, those animals are endangered. They're illegal.
I feel bad for the animals. It's the animals that are getting the brunt of all of this. I mean,
and there's been police, there's been all sorts of stuff on her property, and nobody questioned the fact that this is not an animal rights sanctuary.
Yeah, nobody thinks that's weird.
Look at her property for 2 seconds, and you're like, my God, it's worse than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But it's Florida. Again, I don't know. Florida seems to do its own damn thing. That place.
Yep.
Anybody from Florida out there? I'm sorry.
Gators, lakes and gators.
Snakes and gators and wackos.
And big ass fucking mosquitoes.
Yep.
Humidity. Oh God, the humidity.
Yeah.
That's why Floridians are crazy because that humidity.
It's swamp weather.
Rain.
It's all swamp weather.
Yep.
Right, green. Well,
So all
Debbie's down
swamp
there.
weather.
Weather. Debbie, how's the swamp weather? She's down in there.
New Orleans.
Yeah,
I'm
that's swamp weather too.
Debbie's not feeling it too much all the time.
She's
Not
in the
loving it.
bayou. On some gumbo.
I just had gumbo last week.
Did you?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good.
Gumbo's the best.
But
I
nothing
haven't had
beats
gumbo in a long time.
nothing beats the real thing, the authentic. Like you can buy it in a can and stuff like that,
Oh,
but
I
nothing
know.
beats the authentic.
I've
man.
never been to New
My
Orleans.
brother and I actually made it from scratch, though.
Nice.
Mhm.
You know what I really want that I haven't had in a long time? Some jerk chicken.
I haven't had jerk
My
chicken in a long
husband's
time
family, they're Jamaican.
Yep.
Uh-oh. What the fuck?
either. It looked like you fell.
It's like, oh,
Yeah, we got anything else on Joe here? Are we done with
for this.
No, that's it.
No, I don't think we're good. I think we're good until
Joe's a piece of work.
Joe's a
next
piece of
episode?
work.
All hell starts to break loose.
Oh God.
We're gonna get into that. Just an update. Has anybody have an update on Joe? Is he still well? Is Corona killing him?
Yeah,
No,
don't talk about the new episode. Don't talk about the new episode, but we just want to know if he's alive. I would assume he's alive.
alive.
Yeah, we would have heard. That would have been all over the news.
And, so just a heads up to everybody too, we were just talking and TMZ's doing an investigative story about the Tiger King. So I believe it airs on Tuesday on Fox in the evening, but I'm going to double check and I'll get back to you guys. Tomorrow's show, I'll let you guys know.
Girl, that bitch.
Slam.
Is it about him or her?
It's
I
about
think it's
the
about
whole
both.
thing in general, the whole story.
Because her case is being reopened, or the new evidence is being looked at her case now
Oh,
because
good.
Okay. Debbie said, I hate Florida. We had to live there after Katrina. Weather is cool today, about 75. Oh, nice. 75 sounds good.
Hey, there you go.
Uh-oh.
Last time I was in Florida was,
Today.
well, I got it on my tattoo here.
I was in Florida a few years ago.
10 years ago. It was a decade was the last time I was in Florida.
I've never been to Florida.
Shit. I haven't been to Florida for like 8 years now. 7 years?
I've never been to Florida.
I was there right after Wizarding World opened.
Really? You have to go at some time in your life. If all this shit pans out at some point, take a trip. It's worth it to visit. I wouldn't live there.
Go to Wizarding World. Worth it. We
Yeah.
got Wizarding World here, but it's only half of it. They've got 2 parks.
Yeah. I haven't been to it, but I know it's there.
I see.
I've been to SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and a lot of places like that. I haven't been to Universal.
Yeah, the only parks that I've been to for Wizarding World is both parks there have a Hogsmeade with the Hogwarts Castle. The one that they opened up on the other side of Universal in Orlando was with Diagon Alley and the bank and everything. I haven't been there because it wasn't open when I was there.
Dad's youngest went to college up there. Ugh.
It's hot. It's gross. Why is it Florida always has all these problems? Where's their state government? It's like they have problems with shooting, they have problems with following laws, and they have problems with elections, they have problems with everything.
Everybody got problems.
They got problems.
I like Florida.
All right. So here's my bunny ears. Happy Easter, everybody. All right, now I'm taking them off.
Happy Jesus on me.
But I'm gonna wear my tiger. Well, no, it's cheetah, right? Cheetah.
That's
Yeah,
cheating.
but it
Leopard.
It works.
Yeah, whatever. It's a big cat. Like I said, look, I got slippers too.
Oh, we talk about that. Speaking of your thing on your head, it was one of these episodes too when they're going into Carol's backstory. That bitch, her and that new husband were sitting there dressed up in like freaking tiger costumes and shit.
Oh, and everything in her house is all leopard. And
I told you guys that before. That bitch, Slam, crazy.
Yeah.
And
here it is.
That's how they introduce Carol as a fucking nut job.
Here it is.
Her house is that sanctuary.
And yet she's allergic to cats.
Those cats got corona. They licked each other's butt.
That's gonna be the update. That's the update.
Yep.
How long's Joe been in jail for?
Since the day he was admitted.
Yeah, but
I
we
don't
don't know. When did he get admitted?
Let's ask Google. Google is your friend.
You ask Google.
You have it. I don't.
I guess. When did Joe
Hi,
Exotic
Google.
go to prison?
According to Fox News, Maldonado Passage was sentenced to 22 years in prison and is serving his time at the Brady County Jail in Oklahoma.
Well, I knew that, but when? When did Joe go? Right here. April 2019.
Howard on a leash.
Yes,
Right.
she had him on a leash at one point, walking him around like a
Looking like a Flintstone.
Yes.
Those were the
Crazy.
wedding pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody thought to these people to look. Nobody's honest with people. Nobody can look somebody in the face and say, "You're batshit crazy." I would.
I guarantee you people have. They don't care. They don't listen. They're in their own little mind, man. Their own
Like,
little mind.
if I walked into a room and Carol and her husband were standing there in their freaking get-ups with the whole thing on their head, I'd look
I
at her
would
and
turn around and
know how
walk
stupid
back
you
out. Nope. Turn around, walk back out. Don't ask questions. Just get the fuck out. You just walked
really know
into
how
their
stupid you look.
bedroom and they got cat suits on. Walk the fuck out.
Walk out. Yep.
You're like, ooh, this is too crazy even for me. Gotta go. Mm-mm.
Oh.
And the thing is they're like not like mentally ill patients got to be in a hospital or anything. They're like living in society, just normal crazy. But they're just crazy.
I mean, she even said in the interview, she's like, I don't watch the news. I don't watch this. I don't watch that. I don't watch
Bullshit.
unless it has a cat in it. I'm not going to watch it. And it's like, really?
You know what? I could say something about Carol right now, but I'm not going to say it because we're live. I'll tell you guys later.
Well,
But
you know it?
no, but I don't wanna.
Yeah, no, I don't need that.
No, you can tell us later, though.
Let me tell you what Carol can do with her attitude.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. Anyway, guys, that is the episode this week.
Is it really?
That is the
It's
episode.
already
Yeah,
been an hour.
that is both of them because it's
That's
the third one.
12 of them. What?
The third one is all about Carol. And the fourth one is all about all the lawsuits and crap.
Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
it's all about crazy.
And the arson.
And the
And
arson.
crazy. A lot of crazy.
Batshit crazy. Oh, that's what started the corona, right?
It did. Those cats licked each other's butt.
The batshit.
You're goading him. Don't goad him.
Vaughn
No,
of the day.
dating. Dating.
We are talking big cat hunters. Today's wand is one of my favorites. It's on my top list.
I know Hermione has a cat.
She does.
It's just a black one. It's like a stick, short, pointy at the end. This is the one that his name is Scabier.
Whose wand is that?
Scabier. And
What
what
is
that
he?
is he's hired by the bad guy, the ministry, the bad guys, to go hunt down Harry Potter. They go hunt them down.
So he's like an assassin.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to go hunt down any non-wizards, any Muggleborns. They hunt him down and they capture him, and he's like the leader of that gang. Yeah, so he's like an assassin. I love it. It's just
He's a wizard. He's the most powerful wizard of them all.
he's a wizard catcher or non-wizard catcher.
Yep.
In his
And
heart.
the placement in the movie is really good. It's really cool.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with us on this Easter Sunday. We really appreciate it. And we will be back tomorrow covering more American Horror Story.
No.
AHS.
Yes.
And Frank part 2. Oh, and real quick, everybody go vote.
Yes.
We have our awards up on our group page.
Anybody voting?
The link is in the description below.
And make sure you guys go vote because voting is until Tuesday night. So you want to get done with that because we're going to announce the winners on Wednesday night. So
or Wednesday. Wednesday when we do our stream.
Right. If you don't vote, we can't pick winners. And your vote matters somewhere, damn it. Damn it.
All right, crazy.
All right now. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and we will be back tomorrow. Have a great night.
And rock.